MATHEUS CUNHA becomes one of Manchester United's highest earners after £62.5 million transfer. MATHEUS CUNHA's move to Manchester United has made headlines not just for the transfer fee, but also for the significant rise in his wages. The 26-year-old Brazilian forward joined the Red Devils from Wolves in a £62.5 million transfer over the weekend, pending visa clearance. Now, with details of his contract revealed, CUNHA is already one of the highest earners at the club, and could soon climb even higher. CUNHA has signed a 5-year deal with United, with the option to extend it for a further year. According to The Telegraph, he will now pocket an impressive £200,000 per week at Old Trafford, a huge jump from the £120,000 per month he was earning at Wolves. This contract puts him on par with fellow Brazilian Antony, who spent the second half of last season on loan at Real Betis. This salary places CUNHA as the joint fourth highest paid player at Manchester United. Currently only Casemiro, £375,000 per week. Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, and Mason Mount earn more. However, depending on how the summer transfer window unfolds, CUNHA could soon rise to second in the club's wage hierarchy. Several of United's top earners are strongly linked with moves away. Casemiro, now 33, has reportedly attracted interest from Saudi Arabian clubs. Fernandes, meanwhile, is at the center of intense speculation after reportedly receiving a staggering £700,000 a week offer from Saudi Pro League giants Al Hilal. The Saudi club also submitted a £100 million bid for the midfielder, making him a potential blockbuster departure for United this summer. Despite the lure of such a lucrative deal, new head coach Ruben Amorim is adamant about keeping Fernandes at the club. The Portuguese manager sees his fellow countrymen as vital to the team's structure and leadership, especially as United enter a major transitional period under his guidance. Marcus Rashford is another big name who could depart. The England international fell out with Amorim prior to his loan spell at Aston Villa last season. With tensions reportedly still unresolved, Rashford's exit seems increasingly likely. Spanish giants Barcelona are said to be monitoring the situation closely and may make a move for the 26-year-old forward. With the possibility of Fernandes, Rashford, Casemiro, and even Antony leaving, CUNHA's position within the team and on the wage list could become even more prominent. His signing represents not only a major financial commitment, but also a strong signal of intent by the club's management. Amorim views CUNHA as a central figure in reshaping United's attacking identity and bringing a new level of energy and creativity to the front line. The summer promises to be a crucial one for Manchester United. With significant squad turnover expected and several key figures potentially heading for the exit door, CUNHA's arrival and lucrative contract symbolizes both a fresh start and the club's ambition to return to the elite level of European football. For now, all eyes will be on whether CUNHA can justify his high salary on the pitch, and whether his fellow high-earning teammates will still be at Old Trafford come September. Manchester United set for busy summer transfer window as Garnacho eyes £50 million deal. Manchester United have wasted no time making headlines early in the summer transfer window, with the club already securing their first signing and planning for further reinforcements. The Red Devils have completed a deal for Brazilian forward MATHEUS CUNHA, marking the first major move under incoming manager Ruben Amorim. However, with ambitions to revamp the squad after an underwhelming campaign, United are expected to remain one of the most active Premier League clubs throughout the summer. Amorim, who arrives with a strong reputation from Sporting Lisbon, has been given a clear mandate to reshape the squad and instill a new footballing identity. That process is expected to include a number of departures as well as high-profile arrivals. The Portuguese tactician is reportedly aiming to raise funds by offloading several underperforming or out-of-favor stars, including Marcus Rashford and Antony. Both players were loaned out in the second half of last season and are now being actively shopped for permanent moves. The biggest story surrounding the club, however, remains the uncertain future of captain Bruno Fernandes. The midfielder has reportedly been given a deadline by Saudi Pro League side Al Hilal to decide on a staggering £100 million move. The Portuguese international, a central figure at United since his arrival, added fuel to the speculation with a cryptic social media post. Whether Fernandes chooses to stay or depart will have major implications for the club's summer plans, with replacements already being lined up behind the scenes. In more positive news, 19-year-old Alejandro Garnacho is set to enter contract negotiations that could see him become one of the club's highest-paid young stars. The Argentine winger, who enjoyed a breakout season, is reportedly seeking a deal in the region of £50 million over its duration. Garnacho is seen as a cornerstone of the club's future, and tying him down to a long-term deal would represent a significant victory for United, amid all the transfer uncertainty. The signing of MATHEUS CUNHA is seen as a statement of intent, with the Brazilian forward bringing both versatility and energy to United's front line. Cunha's arrival could signal a shift in attacking dynamics, particularly if players like Rashford and Antony are moved on. Amorim is also believed to be targeting midfield reinforcements should Fernandes leave, with several options across Europe being scouted. While United's aggressive early moves indicate a clear plan, executing all their desired exits may prove more complicated. High wages and underwhelming form could make it difficult to find suitable buyers for some players. Nevertheless, the Red Devils are determined to reshape their squad and return to the upper echelons of English football. With a new manager at the helm, a marquee signing already in place, and plenty of high-stakes decisions to come, Manchester United are bracing for one of the most important and transformative summers in their recent history. Whether they can balance incomings, outgoings, and retain key talent like Garnacho will be crucial in determining the trajectory of the Amorim era. Andreas Georgsson departs Manchester United in surprise exit. Amid coaching reshuffle, Manchester United have confirmed the departure of set-piece coach Andreas Georgsson, marking the first change in Ruben Amorim's backroom staff following a disappointing 2024-25 campaign that saw the club finish a shocking 15th in the Premier League. Georgsson, who joined United last summer under former manager Erik ten Hag, leaves after just one season at Old Trafford. He was brought in from Norwegian side Lillestrøm, with the endorsement of technical director Jason Wilcox, who had previously worked with him at Southampton. Despite surviving the initial shakeup when Amorim replaced ten Hag in November, Georgsson's role was gradually diminished under the new regime. The 43-year-old Swede has built a reputation as a set-piece and throw-in specialist, having previously worked in the Premier League with Brentford, Arsenal, and Southampton. He originally moved to England to collaborate with Arsenal's current set-piece coach, Nicolas Jover, and had established a methodical approach to dead-ball situations. In an emotional statement confirming his departure, Georgsson said, "It has been a fantastic experience, serving as first-team coach at Manchester United. I will always be proud of my association with such a great football club. This period of my career has now come to an end as I leave to find a new challenge elsewhere." While excited about the opportunities ahead, I am sad to be leaving so many great colleagues and friends at Carrington who make Manchester United truly special. Even during such a tough season, the professionalism and dedication of the players and staff never wavered. And I know there will be better times ahead. United's technical director Wilcox praised Georgsson's contributions over the past year, saying, "Andreas has been a valued member of our men's first-team coaching setup over the past year, and we are grateful for his significant contribution. He leaves with our thanks and best wishes for the next stage of his career." When Amorim took over in October following ten Hag's sacking, he overhauled much of the coaching setup. Trusted lieutenants from Sporting Lisbon, Carlos Fernandes, Adelio Candido, Emmanuel Ferro, goalkeeper coach Jorge Vital, and sports scientist Paulo Barrera were brought in, while several existing staff, including René Haak, Yelatan Rouwelaar, Pieter Morel, and Ruud van Nistelrooy, exited the club. Georgsson, however, was retained due to his expertise and ties with Wilcox. In an interview with Swedish outlet Skainsport earlier in the season, Georgsson explained his role in more detail. "I am responsible for fixed situations, individual development, and driving the work with our identity as a team, together with the head coach. A third of goals come from set pieces. I'd rather practice fixed situations with full attention for 10 minutes than 2 hours without commitment." Despite his credentials, it's understood Amorim placed less emphasis on Georgsson's specialism, prompting the coach to seek a new opportunity where he can fully utilize his expertise. His exit marks the beginning of what could be a broader restructuring under Amorim, as United look to bounce back from a disastrous season and restore competitiveness in both domestic and European football. Emi Martinez, open to Manchester United, move as top club circle for Aston Villa star. Aston Villa goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez is once again at the center of transfer speculation, with multiple top clubs reportedly lining up for the Argentine World Cup winner. Among them is Manchester United, who are understood to be considering Martinez as a potential long-term solution between the posts. The 32-year-old has been outstanding since joining Villa from Arsenal in 2020, and his performances have earned him recognition as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Martinez's former coach at Villa, Neil Cutler, believes a move to Old Trafford would be an attractive proposition for the experienced shot stopper. Cutler, who left Villa in 2022, remains close with Martinez and has openly praised his mindset, professionalism, and ambition. Speaking to The Sun, Cutler described this summer as pivotal for Martinez's career, adding, "He's been voted the best goalie in the world twice, and there seems to be an opportunity for him this summer, with all of his options open." While Arsenal are reportedly interested in bringing him back to the Emirates, clubs in the Saudi Pro League have also made highly lucrative offers. However, Cutler insists money is not the main driver for Martinez, stating, "I don't think it's about money with Emi, so I don't think he is ready to move to Saudi yet." Instead, Martinez is believed to be looking for a new challenge at a truly world-class club, and Manchester United fits the profile. Although United cannot offer Champions League football next season, the stature and history of the club may appeal to Martinez. The sheer size of the club and the size of the challenge might appeal to Emi, Cutler said. He has the confidence required to play for a massive club like United and would feel he could affect the club in a really positive way. Martinez's emotional reaction after Villa's final home game of the season, where he was seen in tears, has further fueled speculation that he may be preparing for a move. However, Villa manager Unai Emery has been cautious in addressing the rumors. When asked about the futures of Martinez and winger Leon Bailey, Emery remained non-committal. "Now we are focused on the matches we are playing. We will see about the team, the players." After Villa's season-ending defeat to Manchester United, Emery was directly asked whether Martinez had played his final game for the club. His response was a firm, "No way." Despite Emery's confidence, the summer transfer window could bring changes, especially with Villa now competing in the Champions League and looking to balance ambition with squad evolution. For Martinez, the next few weeks will be crucial in determining whether he remains a key part of Villa's future or seeks a new challenge with a club of United's global stature. What is certain is that Martinez has options, and should he choose to move, he'll be doing so at the peak of his powers, ready to make a major impact wherever he goes. Bruno Fernandes transfer twist. Ruben Amorim urges Manchester United to resist Saudi offer. Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes is at the center of a high-stakes transfer saga, with Saudi Arabian giants Al Hilal making a sensational offer that could see the Portuguese star walk away from Old Trafford for good. Reports reveal that Fernandes's agent, Miguel Pinho, has held detailed discussions with Al Hilal officials, with a staggering £700,000 per week offer on the table. If accepted, the deal would earn Fernandes close to £100 million over 3 years, a life-changing sum that he is reportedly giving serious consideration. In addition to the massive financial incentive, the deal could see Fernandes reunite with fellow Portuguese stars Ruben Neves and potentially Cristiano Ronaldo. This move would not only be a boost for the Saudi Pro League, but a significant blow to Manchester United, who face mounting pressure to balance their finances following a disappointing season that saw them miss out on European qualification for the first time in over a decade. Despite the enticing nature of the deal, United manager Ruben Amorim has made his stance clear. Following the club's 3-1 win over Hong Kong during their postseason Asia tour, a game in which Fernandes featured for the first 45 minutes, Amorim responded to speculation surrounding the midfielder's future. "I don't think so. I don't know for sure. Nobody knows, but I don't think so," Amorim said, when asked if fans had seen Fernandes's last appearance in a United shirt. Amorim, who is known for his straight-talking style, hinted that Fernandes is still committed to the project at Manchester United. "I think he is seeing us taking some actions to change all the things, and I think he saw that, and I think he wants to stay," he added. The Portuguese manager emphasized Fernandes' desire to win and his belief that the midfielder belongs in the Premier League, widely regarded as the most competitive football league in the world. When questioned whether United could afford to reject a £100 million offer for a player who is now 30, Amorim was firm. "Yes, we can find another way to earn money," he stated, acknowledging the financial pressure but reinforcing the importance of keeping key players. He also highlighted that while the final decision ultimately rests with the player, discussions between them have given him the impression that Fernandes wants to remain at Old Trafford. Amorim's comments reflect the tension between financial pragmatism and sporting ambition. With the club in transition and under increasing scrutiny from fans and pundits, selling Fernandes would be seen by many as a step backward, especially given his status as captain and consistent performer. Still, the scale of the offer from Al Hilal may test the resolve of both the club and the player. As the summer transfer window heats up, all eyes will be on Fernandes and Manchester United. Whether they can resist Saudi millions or lose another star to the Middle East remains to be seen. Erik ten Hag eyes Manchester United duo in Bayer Leverkusen transfer raid. Erik ten Hag is wasting no time in shaping his new squad at Bayer Leverkusen and has turned his attention to his former club Manchester United as he seeks reinforcements for the Bundesliga side. Recently appointed as head coach following Xabi Alonso's move to Real Madrid, Ten Hag is reportedly interested in a double swoop for United players Antony and Alejandro Garnacho, both of whom appear to have uncertain futures at Old Trafford. The Dutch manager returns to top-flight management after being dismissed by Manchester United in October following a poor start to the 2024-25 season. Despite the sour end to his time in Manchester, Ten Hag remains keen to recruit from his former club, capitalizing on United's willingness to offload players after their disastrous 15th-place finish in the Premier League and failure to qualify for European competition. According to German outlet Kicker, Leverkusen's board is discussing the possibility of bringing both Antony and Garnacho to the Bay Arena. The interest comes at a time when United are open to offers for nearly all of their squad, with new boss Ruben Amorim looking to revamp the team after a turbulent campaign. A deal for Brazilian winger Antony appears the more feasible of the two. The 24-year-old spent the second half of the season on loan at Real Betis, where he reportedly showed flashes of the form that earned him an £82 million move to Manchester United from Ajax under Ten Hag's reign. Now deemed surplus to requirements by Amorim, United are eager to cash in on a player who never fully met expectations at Old Trafford. Meanwhile, Garnacho's situation is more complex. Once seen as a bright young prospect, the Argentine winger has reportedly fallen out of favor under Amorim. Tensions rose after he reacted poorly to being left on the bench during the Europa League final defeat to Tottenham and was then excluded from the matchday squad against Aston Villa on the final day of the season. Although he joined United's postseason tour in Asia, his presence has done little to quash speculation surrounding his future. Napoli had previously seen a bid for Garnacho rejected in January and are believed to still be interested. However, Ten Hag's relationship with the player and his knowledge of Garnacho's potential may give Leverkusen an edge if they decide to pursue a deal. Amorim, when asked about Garnacho's involvement in the tour, dismissed concerns by stating that it was normal for squad members to travel, even if they are likely to leave. However, his attempt to suppress a laugh when teammate Ahmad was asked about Garnacho's future suggested the writing may be on the wall. Ahmad himself expressed hope that Garnacho would stay, saying, "Alejandro is a really good player, and we need good players in the team. I know Garna really well, so I hope to have Garna next season." As Ten Hag begins his Leverkusen tenure, a double raid on Old Trafford could mark the beginning of a busy summer, with Manchester United bracing for major changes and further departures. Sheikh Jassim rules out renewed Manchester United takeover bid after disastrous season. Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani has officially given up on any future attempts to acquire Manchester United following a season described as one of the worst in the club's modern history. The Qatari banker, who previously led a £4.79 billion bid to buy the club through his 9-2 foundation, is reportedly no longer interested in reviving his takeover plans after the team's dismal performance and the complications faced during negotiations with the Glazer family. Manchester United's 2024-25 campaign ended in catastrophe. Despite securing a narrow win over Aston Villa in their final match, the result did little to ease the frustration of supporters. The club finished a shocking 15th in the Premier League, a position unthinkable for a team of United's stature. Their failure extended to European competition as well, with a bitter defeat in the Europa League final at the hands of Tottenham Hotspur, confirming they would go without a trophy and miss out on European football altogether next season. Fan protests have continued to grow louder throughout the season. Around 1,000 supporters marched to Old Trafford before the final game, voicing their opposition to the Glazer ownership and calling for change. Inside the stadium, banners were unfurled and chants rang out against both the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who bought a 25% stake in the club earlier in the year. Sheikh Jassim's withdrawal from the takeover process last year came after claims that his consortium failed to provide sufficient proof of funds, despite making one of the highest bids for full ownership of the club. Since then, Ratcliffe and his company MATHEUS have stepped in, purchasing a minority stake valued at £1.25 billion. That deal effectively valued the club at £5 billion and gave Ratcliffe control over football operations. Although there had been reports as recently as December suggesting Sheikh Jassim remained interested in purchasing the club outright, sources now say that interest has completely cooled. According to the Daily Mail, the Qatari camp sees little to no possibility of a successful takeover, given the current ownership structure and the way negotiations were handled previously. Sheikh Jassim is still a United fan, a Qatari advisor was quoted as saying earlier. But there is no rush to pursue another Premier League club. If the chance to buy United arises again in the future, the interest might return, but not anytime soon. The focus now shifts to manager Ruben Amorim, who described the season as a disaster during his final post-match address. Despite his struggles, he retains the board's support for now, but the pressure to turn results around will be immense heading into the new season. With Ineos showing no signs of backing away from their long-term project at Old Trafford and Sheikh Jassim out of the picture, it appears that the Glazer-Ratcliffe alliance will continue to shape the future of Manchester United, much to the frustration of many fans still dreaming of full ownership change.